Hey everybody and fellow gamers, this is Delve and hope everyone is doing great. I'm back here with another very quick game review video. The last couple days I've been making game review videos on my channel. I've been having some fun with it. So I'm back here with another game reviews video, a very quick one. I'll try to make it as quick as I can because I don't want to talk too much. I want to get to the point. So the game which I'm reviewing today is a childhood favorite of mine, a sports classic. Probably one of the most iconic sports games ever made. The game which I'm reviewing is NHL 94 for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, the Super Nintendo SNES. NHL 94 right here. Just to show you, here's the game. Now, the first system I ever owned was the Super Nintendo when I was young. It was passed down to me by a family member. And I had NHL 94 when I was very young growing up, and so many great memories from this game. It's just a great arcade hockey game. At the time, it was probably the best sports game ever made, and it was just such a legendary game overall. For its time, it was really good. The gameplay was good. The gameplay was pretty smooth. It was addicting as hell to play that game. It was well made. Like even when you're playing, your defense is pretty good as well. They're pretty well coordinated. So that even the defense in that game was ahead of its time. The defensive system for the players, and yeah, it was just overall a really fun game. Like I said, the first ever system I ever owned was the SNES, and I would grow up, watching Hockey Night in Canada, playing NHL 94, and had a great soundtrack. The game ran very smooth on the SNES, on the Super Nintendo, and it was just a really great arcade hockey game, a really well-made sports game, really well polished. Commentary was great. The soundtrack was great, like I said. You get to play with great players at that time, like Wayne Gretzky. I think Shanahan was there, Paul Coffey, Ed Belfour, I think even Curtis Joseph, Mike Richter, Pavel Bure, Adam Graves, Pat LaFontaine. There were just so many great players in the NHL back in the day. Not saying that there aren't today, but just when I was growing up, I'll never forget those players in that time. That special time was really good. It was probably, I'll say it was a golden era of NHL, the early 90s, mid-90s. Early mid-90s. I would probably say that was a golden era of the NHL, in my opinion. But yeah, NHL 94, really fluid game, wacky at times, addicting as hell, fun, spontaneous, just far ahead of its time for a sports game. And every time you play that game, you want to lace up some boots and play some real hockey or play street hockey, or it just was a great escape from watching hockey and playing hockey in real life. And it was probably the first really good hockey game ever made. And to be honest, I don't like the hockey games being made today. I think they've been slumping as of late, the last several years. But NHL 94, it may be old, but you can't take away what it was for its time. And it was a load of fun. It was extremely addicting. You had such, teams stacked with great players, and it was just a classic experience, and I'll never forget it. And if you have a Super Nintendo, or if you plan on buying a Super Nintendo, a used one, pick up a copy of NHL 94. Probably won't cost you very much. You can get maybe for $5 or $10. Have some fun, because that's what I did. I rebought the game. I had the Super Nintendo when I was young, but I sold it to a friend, and yeah, I recently, a couple years ago, at a flea market, bought NHL 94. To show you again right here. Here's the game. And teams I liked using, just to talk about this game a little bit. Teams I liked using was like Toronto, Quebec Nordiques, Vancouver Canucks. Who else? Maple Leafs, the Nordiques. The Canucks, Rangers sometimes, and every team had its advantages and disadvantages, but overall it was a really good game. It was really fun, And yeah, far ahead of its time. So I give NHL '94 out of a 10. Let's think, because I'm not trying to think. I'm thinking, what if I was rating this game right when it came out back at that time? So I'm trying to think, not too much advancements. What's going on in this day and age with games and how they did over develop compared to a couple several decades. I mean, back decades ago. So yeah, NHL '94. Let's think. I would have to give it I'd have to get it an 8.5 out of 10. An 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, it was a really, really good game. Really good controls. Had a great soundtrack. Great teams. Great commentary. Great game modes. Game was fluid. It ran well. It was addicting, and it was extremely iconic for its time because that's when hockey started getting really popular in America, and it started to grow more in North America as well as the rest of the world. So yeah, I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. And yeah, like I said, probably the best hockey game, the first good hockey game ever, the first really good hockey game ever made, and for its time, the best sports game ever made. And I can't remember too much how it was back in 1994. My memory's faint. But I remember playing this game a lot and growing up and watching hockey in Canada, and it served nothing but great memories. So yeah, this is my and just sorry, just to say quickly, it's really fun scoring goals in this game. The offensive system is good. Um, the skating sounds good also when you're going into the zones and stopping, and even when the stick is hitting the puck or when you're making a pass, it sounds really good too. So yeah. Like I said, I give this game an 8.5 out of 10. And yeah, this is my game review for NHL '94 for the Super Nintendo SNES. Let me know if you play this game, what your favorite NHL game is, and maybe even if you ever own a Super Nintendo or even played one. Thank you so much, and hope you enjoy this review, and maybe I'll make some more, maybe make more reviews in the future, I'm not too sure. But I hope you enjoyed this review, and happy gaming, everybody. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.